Hello everyone, my name is CMA. Welcome back to CMA modules. Today we will be recording a video lecture on sum number 26 and sum number 27. This is our third video lecture. Before this we have recorded two video lectures wherein in one video lecture we covered theory lecture and theory content, and in second video lecture we went for numericals from 23 sum number to 25 sum number. Let's start with the question. Ram Prakash, a small trader, does not keep his books following double entry system. From the following information provided by him, prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2022 and balance sheet as on that date. They have given us opening balance details and they have given us closing balance sheet details. So accordingly, we'll prepare our opening balance sheet. We'll prepare statement of affairs, that is opening balance sheet, to find out opening capital, and then we'll go for receipts and payment during the year were as follows. So receipts from debtors, paid to creditors, transportation, drawings, sundry expenses, furniture purchased. We have other information. There were considerable amount of cash sales. Credit purchases during the year amounted to rupees 2,30,000. Provide a provision for doubtful debts to the extent of 10% on debtors. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go for table first. So based on this table, I'm supposed to prepare furniture opening statement of affairs. So I have opening capital. So here I'll go for preparing opening statement of affairs. So opening capital, opening furniture value is given 1 lakh, stock 60,000, debtors 1,20,000, cash in hand 22,000. From the question, opening balance from the question, creditors or opening creditors value is given to me in the question. Outstanding unpaid expenses also given to me in the question. So 2,50,000 I'll get opening balancing figure. Then what I'll do, I'll go for my closing balance directly in the balance sheet. So furniture value 1,20,000. Purchases, there is, okay, furniture value done. Then I have stock in goods. Okay, then I have stock in goods. So closing stock amount I have 20,000. Then I have next one is sundry debtors. So sundry debtors is related to 1,40,000. Then I have prepaid expenses, that is 4,000. Then I have unpaid expenses. So what is unpaid expenses? 20,000. Then I have unpaid expenses. Then I have cash, that is 6,000. Okay, I have cash, that is 6,000. So balance sheet is done. Now I have some debtors, receipt from debtors. Okay, I have receipt from debtors. So that amount is 4,20,000. So I'll record that 4,20,000 in my debtors account by cash. Same entry I'll do here also in a debtors account, since two debtors 4,20,000. So see, this entry is done related to receipt of debtors. Receipt of debtors I have booked. Now next part I have is I have related to payment to creditors, that is 2 lakh rupees. Okay, I have payment to creditors, that is 2 lakh rupees. So this is 2 lakh. I paid to creditors 2 lakh, and here also I have payment to creditors 2 lakh. Okay, by creditors it will be creditors to cash. Creditors, what will be my journal entry? It will be creditors to cash. So in cash it will be by creditors, and in creditors it will be to cash. I have made a payment. So payment of creditors done. Then transportation. So transportation, take 40,000 here, and next entry will be in your cash. So again transportation also, transportation to cash. Okay. So under cash it will be by transportation. Under cash it will be by transportation. And in transportation, in PNL it will be to transportation. I hope till here it is okay. Then we have drawings. Similarly, drawings will form part of your balance sheet. So drawings is 1,20,000. Drawings is 1,20,000 and drawings entry will be there in cash also by drawings. Okay, so this much part is done. Transportation and drawings I have recorded. Now let us go for next. Transportation done, drawings done, sundry expenses 1,40,000 and furniture purchase. So furniture purchase I'll record here 20,000 and the other one is sundry expenses, payment of sundry expenses. Sundry expenses is my P&L item, so I'll take sundry expenses here 1,40,000 and payment of sundry expenses will be shown here in my expenses. So furniture I have showed, and sundry expenses payment also I have shown. Now next what I'll do is sundry expense done, furniture purchase done. So this part is done. Now this unpaid expenses you have, no? Unpaid expenses you will show here also for sundry expenses. So whatever is outstanding for current year, no? Outstanding for current year, that you will have to add. Outstanding for current year you will have to add, and outstanding for previous year you will have to subtract. Okay, and they have given you prepaid expenses also. So that prepaid expenses, it does not belong to this period. You will record only expenses which belongs to this period. So remove those prepaid expenses by removing, subtracting it. So I'll have total of my expenses, that is 1,44,000. Okay, 1,44,000. I hope till here it is okay. Opening stock details also I can take it from the opening balance sheet, that is 60,000. Purchases they have given to me in the question. If you see last line, they have given that the credit purchases during the year amounted to 2,30,000. So one entry I'll show it here. It is credit, so it will not come under cash. Instead, it will come under creditors account. So I'll show it here. Okay. And one more thing I have done, I have taken opening and closing balance from my opening and closing balance sheet for both debtors and creditors. Okay, so now if I close, I have completed my posting. If I close, sales will be my balancing figure here. So this 4,40,000 I will take to my P&L account. Okay, 4,40,000 I'll take to my P&L account. So this part is done. Closing stock I'll get from my question. Okay, closing stock I'll get from my first table, closing balance sheet, that is 20,000. Okay, so this much is done. Please close this. So I'll get 4,60,000 here, 4,60,000 here. If I remove this, okay, 4,60,000 minus sum of this, I have 1,30,000. Okay, 1,30,000 is my profit. This 1,30,000. This 1,30,000, what I'll do is I'll take it here below as my profit. Okay, gross profit. So out of this 1,30,000, I will remove my 4,40,000. Okay, 1,30,000. I have done something wrong. I've missed out. There were considerable amount of cash sales also. Okay, so I've noted down my closing stock, my sales, my opening stock, purchases, transportation. I'll wait for profit. I've done something. I'm missing out something. I have completed this. See here, there is provision for debtors also. So I'll have to provide this debtors. So it will be 14,000. This 14,000 I have to take it to my P&L also. To provision for debtors. 14,000. Okay, now next I have this much is done. Next I have opening capital amount. I'll take it from opening capital which we have prepared. So that is 2,50,000. Profit, it will come from here, from my net profit. Drawings I did. Creditors I'll have to find out. So creditors I'll get from closing balance of creditors. They have not given. No, I was supposed to find out. So closing balance of creditors is 40,000. Okay. Closing balance of creditors is BAL fig here in this sum. Closing balance of creditors is BAL fig. I'll remove color from this. So this was done. Sales posting done. Purchase creditors posting done. Then cash posting. So here opening balance and closing balance of cash was given to me. Here after posting all cash expenses and opening and closing balance, I have cash sales as my balancing figure. I have cash sales as my balancing figure. Okay. So here I'll write cash sales. Okay, here I'll write cash sales and it will be 84,000. Okay, 5,54,000 I'm getting as total. 5,54,000. This 5,54,000, out of this I'll subtract my 60,000 opening stock, purchases 2,30,000 and 40,000 transportation. So 5,54,000 minus this amount, I 2,14,000 as my gross profit figure. This gross profit I'll take it from here. Out of that gross profit I'll remove all my indirect expenses. Okay, I will get my net profit. I will remove all my indirect expenses. I will get my net profit. Getting my net profit as 56,000. This 56,000 I will take it to my P&L. Okay, and I'll get my capital part. So 1,86,000 is my capital part. To that I will add my creditors, and to that I will add my sundry unpaid expenses, outstanding expenses. Okay, so here this part is done. Now I'll take my purchases. Okay, and I'll take my furniture and additional purchase of furniture. I'll take stock part, I'll take debtors part. Debtors part I cannot take directly. There is working for debtors part. From that working is I'm supposed to remove this provision. I'll have to subtract provision for doubtful debtors. Okay, so I'll get this. So this much is done. 2,96,000 is the tally amount. I've done something wrong. Closing stock is 20,000. Add purchases 1,20,000 to that 20,000, 1,40,000. Then stock, closing stock I have 20,000. Prepaid expenses. Okay. So furniture opening balance is 1 lakh, and to that if I add, I'll get 2,76,000. Here also if I do my working, I will get 2,76,000. Okay, so here there's a difference. Let me check out the difference. So 1,86,000. My creditor value is 70,000. But I'm getting 40,000. Okay, I have taken opening balance instead. This is from my question, and this is my BAL fig. Okay, this is wrong. This is not my BAL fig. This is my BAL fig. This is not my BAL fig. I'll just remove. This is not my balancing figure. So I'll take 70,000 here. Okay, 70,000. I'm supposed to write it over here. So this is 70,000. So this part is done. 2,76,000. I hope you are comfortable with this sum. Let us go for next question. Sum number 27. The following is the balance sheet of Chirag as on 31st March 2021, balance sheet as on 1st April 2021, capital account is given, loan and creditor. So 48,000, 15,000 and 31,000 is for capital, loan and creditor. Then you have building. So you have balance sheet detail here. A riot occurred on the night of 31st March 2022 in which all books and records were lost. The cashier had absconded. With the available cash, he gives you the following information. His sales for the year ended 31st March 2022 were 20% higher than the previous years. He always sells his goods at cost plus 25%. 20% of total sales for the year ended 31st March 2022 were for cash. There were no cash purchases. On 1st April 2021, the stock level was raised to 30,000 and stock was maintained at the new level all throughout the year. Then we have collection from debtors amounted to 1,40,000, of which 35,000 was received in cash. Business expenses amounted to 20,000, of which 5,000 was outstanding on 31st March. So they have given you details for debtors, they have given you stock level details, they have given you sales details for sales. Then analysis of passbook revealed the payment of creditors to be done is 1,37,500, personal drawing 7,500, cash deposited in bank 71,500, cash withdrawn from bank 12,000. Gross profit as per last year's audited accounts was 30,000. Provide depreciation on building and furniture at 5% and motor car at 20%. The amount defalcated by cashier may be treated as recoverable from him. So looking at the question, we are supposed to go for sales working note. So logically we'll prepare debtors account, which will help us to give go for sales figure, creditors figure, cash and bank book. Okay, let us start working on it. So next question in the books of Mr. Chirag. Okay, so I'll just note down the balance sheet items. The following is the balance sheet of Chirag 30. So 31st March. So this is my opening balance sheet. So opening stock 20,000. Building. I'll go for building. So building is for depreciation. Whatever building, furniture and motor car will be for depreciation. Then next I have a stock. So opening stock I noted down. Debtors. So debtors, in debtors working, I will note down balance brought down. Then I have next I have cash in hand, cash at bank 2,000 and 8,500. So wherever is my cash book, opening stock, opening balance, I'll note down 2,000 and 8,500. So debit side of or asset side of opening balance sheet is done. Now I'll take liability side of opening balance sheet. 48,000 is my opening capital. So I'll note down opening capital is 48,000. Then I have loan. So loan, they have not mentioned anything. So as it is, I'll go for loan amount 15,000. Then creditors. So I'll note down opening balance of creditors in my book. Okay, so working note, opening balance of creditors. I hope this much is okay. So opening balance sheet I noted down. Now let me go for working notes. So riot occurred and cashier went away. Okay, that is okay. First point, his sales for the year ended 31st March 2022 were 20% higher than the previous year. So what they have mentioned about the sales, his sales were 20% higher than the previous year. Okay, so whatever he is doing, no, before going for that first adjustment, we have one more adjustment number 5, which is related to it. So what that adjustment number 5 is telling you is they have given you gross profit. Okay, they have given you gross profit figure, and gross profit figure is 30,000. Okay, now this 30,000, okay, they have also mentioned here that his sales for the year ended 31st March 2022 were 20% higher than the previous year. He always sells his goods on cost plus. So on cost plus it is 25%. So on cost your margin is 25. So here they have given you gross profit. That means they have given you sales details. So on sales, what will be your margin? So for calculating your margin on sales, what you will have to do, you will take 25 divided by 125 into 100. You will get 20%. Okay, if cost is given and you want to move to sales, you will have to add 25 to 100. Okay, if reverse is given, you will subtract. We have one numerical related to reverse also, wherein you will get idea. So right now, percentage of profit on cost was given to me in the question, that is 25% cost plus. Accordingly, with the help of that, I am going for 20 sales. Okay, so what I did, 25 divided by 125 into 100, which is giving me 20%. So what I'll do, 30,000 is equal to 20%. So what is 100%? So 30,000 into 100 divided by 20. That will give me 1,50,000 as my sales. So I got my sales. Now it is 20% higher than previous year. So 1,50,000, okay, 1,50,000 into 20%. So 15 twos are 30. So I'll get 1,80,000 as my total sales. 1,80,000 as my total sales. After getting 1,80,000, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to find out my so 1,80,000 is my sales. Okay, this much is done. 25% done, 20% also done. 20% of the total sales were ended for cash. So out of 1,80,000, 20% is for sales or a cash sales. Okay, so balance is credit sales. So I'll just note down here my cash sales and my credit sales. Okay, so by sales 1,80,000. Done. Now let me go for next entry. Then on 1st April, stock level was raised to 30,000 and stock was maintained at new level all throughout the year. So we have 30,000 as stock. Okay, we have 30,000 as stock. So we have closing stock by closing stock, and for closing stock we have, okay, 30,000. So you'll take closing stock in your balance sheet also, 30,000. You'll take your credit sales in your debtors. So by sales you'll take it in your debtors, that is 1,44,000. Okay, done. Okay, so this much is done. Sorry, sales entry comes this side, purchase entry comes here. It's two sales, no, debtors to sales. Credit what goes out, 1,44,000. Done. So now I'll go for next entry. Second also done. Third entry, collection from debtors amounted to 1,40,000, of which 35,000 was received in cash, and business expenses amounted to, so out of 1,40,000, 35,000 he is getting in cash. Okay, so I'll pass this. So I'm getting money, cash to debtors. Okay, so I'm getting money, debtors account. So what is debtors? 35,000. How much he's taking in cash? 35,000 is received in cash. 35,000 is received in cash. So 1,40,000 minus 35,000. 1,05,000 is my amount which I've received other than cash. So that part is done. Now I've received something from debtor, 1,40,000. So anything cash to debtors, by cash 1,40,000. Okay, you can go for bifurcation also, or else I'll write by cash 35,000 and by bank it will be 1,05,000. Done. Now next one, business expenses amounted to 20,000, of which 5,000 was outstanding on 31st March 22. Business expenses amounted to 20,000. Okay, business expenses amounted to 20,000. So you are supposed to pay 20,000. So that's my P&L item. So two business expenses. Two business expenses. $20,000. Then what is next? Business expenses done, of which 5,000 was outstanding on 31st March 22 and 6,000 was paid by check. So out of this business expenses which we are paying 20,000, we are paying 6,000 by check. So please make 6,000 entry in bank this. So by payment, no, by business expenses, by business expenses you are paying 6,000 by check. 5,000 is outstanding, so you show that in your balance sheet, 5,000 as outstanding. Sorry, by mistakenly I showed this here. It will come here to business expenses, 20,000. Outstanding business expenses, I'll show it here, 5,000. Done. So this part is done. Now I'll have to go for, so out of 20,000, 6,000 is paid by check, 5,000 is outstanding, 9,000 is paid by cash. Okay, 9,000 is paid by cash. I hope till here it is okay. We'll go for next, till business done. Analysis of passbook revealed that payment to creditors is 1,37,500, personal drawing 7,500, cash deposited in bank 71,500, cash withdrawn from bank 12,000. So we have payment made to creditors. So payment made to creditors by creditors 1,37,500. Then you are making payment for drawings. Okay, so drawings is 7,500. Then you have a contra entry. You are depositing your money into bank account. So that is contra entry. Cash is going from you, right? So by bank, when you write bank, you will have to go for cash column, and here you write to cash, you will have to go for bank column. So that's contra entry. You are depositing cash. Then you have your withdrawing as well, so it will be opposite. Okay, so that part is done, withdrawal and deposit. Okay, so now you have next part, next journal entry, 12,000, 71,500 done, gross profit done, provide depreciation on building 5%, building and furniture, and 20% here. Okay, so 5% depreciation less depreciation, 5% depreciation. Okay, and here you have 20%. I hope till here it is okay. So I'll take the figures above. So here you will get under balance sheet, you will have to write down your building. The building amount is 3875. Then you have furniture. Furniture amount is 4750. Then you have motor car. Motor car amount is 7200. So this much is done. Your asset is ready. Then you have next entry, depreciation entry. Let me pass it here. So to depreciation on building, furniture, and you have motor car. So depreciation on building, furniture, and motor car, 1625, 250, and 1800. Okay, so this part is also done. Amount defalcated by cashier may be treated as recoverable. Okay, so now the posting part, closing part is left. So let us try to close our working notes first. So here if you close, you have opening balance, you have bank, you don't have closing balance. So your closing balance will be your BALFIC. So let us close this, 1,61,000. If I close this, okay, so to balance carried down, this is BALFIC. This part is done. Then let us close creditors. So creditors closing balance, payment to creditors, we have missed to write it down here. So we have made payment of 1,37,500. We have also gone for purchases, by purchases, that is 1,54,000 given to us in the question, 1,54 and 1,37,500. 1,37,500 here, 1,37,500, and you have purchases. Purchase is your balancing figure from above. So you have opening stock, you have closing stock, you also have gross profit. So what you will do here is you will go for your purchases as balancing figure. Okay, purchases details they have not given. So purchases will be your balancing figure. So I'll just total this up. Okay, I'll total this up. I'll get purchases as balancing figure. I have 2,10,000 here. Okay, out of 2,10,000, if I subtract 20,000, if I subtract 20,000 and 30,000, I'll get this. So this is my purchases. Gross profit is 20% on sales. So I'll take 36,000. So if I subtract this, okay, instead of 30,000, let me take 36. I'll get 1 lakh. So business expenses I'm not supposed to consider. Business expenses is my P&L item. I will be taking only my trading item. So this part is done. Balancing figure. I'll get that balancing figure here in my creditors as purchases. So closing balance will be my balancing figure now. Balance carried down 1,85,000. So out of 1,85,000, 1,37,500, 47,500 will be my balancing figure. Okay, this will be my bal fig. So this part is done. Creditors is ready. Now I'll take closing balance of creditors to balance sheet. Closing balance of creditors to balance sheet 47,500. Closing balance of debtors to balance sheet, it will be 21,000. Okay, so this is done. Asset is closing stock done, debtors done, creditors, outstanding expenses, loan. Okay, now I'll close my cash book. So if I close my cash book, let me try to close this. So I have 1,85,000. Am I missing out anything? 6,000, 7,500, 1,37,500, 12,000, 22,000 amount recoverable from cashier. I'll just total it up everything, both the sides. Okay, I'll total up both the sides. So 1,85,000, this side is bigger, so I'll have to tally this. So 1,85,000 minus 1,63,000, this difference, no, this is amount recoverable from cashier. So usually such type of questions, cash book is totaled this way. So this is your balancing figure. Here 8,500 is more and here 49,000. So 8,500 I've missed out something. 2,000, 35,000, 36,000. Cash sales I have not noted down here. So two cash sales 36,000. So I'll get 85 and 85,000 minus 8,500. So 4,500 is again this. Okay. So I got my balancing figure 4,500 and 22,000 as amount recoverable from cashier. Okay, so this much is done. Let us try to close this. I'll just take the closing balance here. cash and bank. So this closing balance I'll take it from here, 4,500, and the same I'll have to take S66. So this also I got. I'll just total it up. I'll get my answer. So debtors is done, closing stock is done. Okay. So 1,20,000, 325 is the balancing amount. Opening capital, we have to bring profit from here. So what I'll do is I'll total up. So 36,000 is my gross profit. So what I'll do is I'll bring gross profit 36,000. Out of this 36,000 is my total amount. Out of this 36,000, I'll subtract this. So to net profit, it will be 36,000 minus this. So you'll get to 32,325, 32,325, 32,325, 32,325. If you add profit, okay, add profit, so you will get 80,325. Out of this I'm supposed to subtract my drawings. Okay, that is 7,500. If I subtract this, 4832, I think my sum is done. Creditors, 36,000 is my gross profit. Out of that, business expenses I have not considered, so I'll have to consider business expenses also. So I'll take from row number 12, no, 11. So I'll get 12,000 as answer. 12,325, done. 1,20,325. So this is your total, both the sides, asset and liability. Done. We have completed 2 sums. I hope you were comfortable with the lecture. Thank you.